So don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. So today, as a part of Apex testing overview, we'll talk about coverage versus testing. This is a very important topic, friends, to note about. So just stay along with me. So friends, this quote has been taken from the Apex developer guide, and though it's a little annoying but for you guys, but it's really important to go through this particular topic. So the key thing about here is like here what it says: in addition to ensuring the quality of your code, unit tests enable you to meet the code coverage requirements for deploying or packaging Apex. To deploy Apex or package it for the Salesforce App Exchange, unit tests must cover at least 75% of your Apex code, and most important, those tests must pass. We have to be very careful about this thing. This is indeed really a key part of this Apex development guide, and what it tells us that we have like code coverage requirement for any of our code to move into production so that they can be used by our users. So we need to have at least 75% of our code covered, so for it to be able to be deployed. So friends, what does coverage actually means? Well, the coverage percentage can be calculated as follows. So basically this is like the number of covered lines divided by the number of covered lines plus the number of uncovered lines. Well friends, this seems to be pretty self-explanatory, but actually a covered line is a line of code that is executed during a unit test execution, whereas the uncovered line is a line of code that is not executed during a unit test execution. Now friends, what could be included in there? I mean, these are also important notes around this. However, so the important notes here are like multiple statements on a single line count as one line for coverage. Only executable lines are counted. For example, blank lines are not counted. Comments are not counted. And also make sure that lines containing only the following are not counted. Like you cannot just write like system.debug or just put some curly braces and that's it. Another important thing to note here is like each branch of a conditional must be tested. For example, if you have an if condition and an else condition, so both these branch has to be tested. Suppose if you have an if else and then another else, so you have to test all the branches. Then only we can say that our code is covered. Now in this course, we are going to learn to test the code and not just to cover it. Basically, covering the code can be done by simply executing the code and not verifying or validating against it. So we are going to learn how to test the code appropriately and effectively to ensure that it runs correctly. Testing the code is the most important thing you can do as a developer, in my opinion. By writing correct unit tests and testing your code properly, you are going to make it much easier not only for you but also for if you leave the organization and some other developer joins in the org, and then he wants to debug any problems which may come up in the future. So that is really helpful. Also, it gives a certain level of confidence when you are deploying your code which operates as anticipated. Actually, it's a very good practice, and we should ensure that the testing of our code is done properly and not just for covering the code and not just covering code. So we should be mindful about that. So in the next video, we are going to look at the structure of the code, about a basic unit test, and we'll start writing some code. See you there, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. Feel free to drop me a like, comment and subscribe to this video, and let me know if you want to learn more about Apex unit testing and want to know about how to do the testing and not just covering the code. So stay safe, friends. Bye.